No. Rodri.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at? It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion Messi is better than me, but in my mind I'm better than him.
I do it again.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy cars, so you tat it up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up,
Yes, guys, what's happening?
Rodri is a bluebird. Rodri is a bluebird. Go on, Rodri, my boy. Number one. Yep.
Go on. Yes, guys, I'm sorry. Welcome to Age Podcast Nation, the home of Rodri Giggs on football. Rodri Giggs is a bluebird. But there we go. We are here talking all things football.
Shout out to Kudji.
I know, innit?
Come on.
Didn't shut up, did he? The whole thing.
He's all right.
Nah, he's a good boy. I like him. I like him a lot. Good shout to him, mate. Yes, Rodri Giggs, ex-Salford City, FC United, and a whole range of other football clubs around Wales and the north is here to join me. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Good. Bad day at the office golf today, so not good.
Poor, mate.
Back to the drawing board.
Practice makes perfect, mate. If you need any tips, give me a shout and I'll help you out. No worries, mate. No worries at all. I was playing golf when I was little, when I was just a wee lad, so I got no problem helping you out a little bit if you need be. But you were back in Cardiff, mate, last week. Tell us a bit about your trip and how you enjoyed it, etc.
No, it was good. Obviously, seeing what the Wales manager had to say, good to be back home. But yeah, it was a good event, well-run event. Seemed to go down very well. He doesn't bullshit. He just says it how it is and gives you an insight to what's the reality and not what perception. So yeah, it was really good, mate. Really good, and it was a good job by yourself. So yeah, it was a good day all around.
Yeah, loads of people said to me afterwards, and in the days afterwards, but on the night as well, like they felt like afterwards they'd run through a brick wall for him. And I was like, if he can get people feeling that just from him talking, in an event like that, imagine what the players will feel like if he can translate it. And he's clearly, like, as people will see tomorrow who weren't there, like he's very, very detail orientated, and he's got that from company and Pep's analyst and the people he's worked with. But he's very detail orientated, very tactical in his thinking. And you came away feeling very excited about what he could potentially do with Wales football team, because we got a lot of exciting youngsters coming through. So, it was definitely exciting to listen to what he had to say.
Yeah, it was interesting. If I was still playing, it'd be someone you'd want to play for. So, yeah, and he's obviously got an insight as well of Vincent Kompany of recent. Even though they got relegated, he's still a forward, thinking offensive coach that wants to play the right way. So obviously that's going to rub off a little bit on him, and obviously going to do his own thing as well, and his experience with the other managers he has. What you do is, as a player, you take little bits of each manager and each coach, and then obviously blend that into your own personality. But he's been some top coaches, so it's exciting time. So he can only do. He can only do. It went a bit stale, didn't it? With Robert Page.
Yeah.
So it was unlucky. If they go to the Euros, it's a totally different thing. Maybe they might have sacked him at the end of it if it was a poor. Craig Bellamy might still be in the job, but it went a bit stale. But good to look forward, and the right choice in my eyes. So we move forward and look forward to the first game.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting because just everything he was talking about, like some of the little things as well. You know, some of the things which Gary Speed implemented from his playing days, and those like the standards that's expected. And I think that in itself will be exciting to see that kind of come into fruition. And look, I know Robert Page was very popular with the players, but like a lot of those younger players, particularly, you know, they will have grown up with watching Bellamy and his pomp. So I'm sure they'll be very excited to play under him. And if he speaks as well as he did on Friday, in a very unnatural environment in many ways, because they're all used to doing media and interviews and podcasts and whatever. It's very difficult or different when you're speaking in front of a room full of people, and it's there's people sort of like shouting out or whatever, or and it's not an easy environment always to get your point across. But generally speaking, like, people were fascinated by what he had to say. And mate, I've never seen someone turn down the Ayatollah, then explain the reason why they turned it down, and get a standing ovation. That was unique in itself, mate. So people want to get behind him, and I think that is only an exciting thing for Welsh fans. But that was fun. So it was good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming down as well, obviously, because it was a bit of a trek for you. But it was good to see you as always. Might see a bit more of you anyway over the next few months.
Yeah, might be down late. Might be down again late August. So all being well. So see what happens.
Sweet. That'd be good, mate. Because I got a few little trips one to North Wales and one to sort of Manchester way, which I might be doing in the next couple of months. So we might be able to coincide some stuff with that as well. So it's exciting times, mate. But we're going to kind of fly through a few topics. But the main topic for this evening, mate, a lot of Premier League clubs got like a lot of like injuries and stuff now, pre-season. And what I wanted to kind of obviously the obvious one is your club as well. United signed Eleni Yoro. He's out for whatever it is, 3 months. Højlund's out for 3 months, despite playing pretty much every game for Denmark through the Euros. Comes back to United, looks sharp, scores a goal, injured. And, Anthony, Rashford, someone else went down as well the other day. So what I wanted to kind of gauge and they're not the only club, there's other Premier League clubs who have picked up these injuries. Is it just a case of high level, high intensity, long season, summer tournaments, and then, it's just unlucky? Are these long US tours killing them? Because they lost Mainu, didn't they, to a big injury last year on this. Like, the travelling can't be good on top of these games.
Well, I remember Manu, it was like the first 5 or 10 minutes in the first pre-season game.
Yeah, it was against Arsenal.
Some of these pitches they play on as well aren't great. These Americans.
Well, that pitch they played on the other day, that Euro, sorry to interrupt you, mate, but the pitch they played on that Euro got injured on had only been, it's like an AstroTurf pitch, and they laid turf over it in like, a week or two before. So like, it was like, I just don't see how that can be. I can't see how that's a good.
Yeah, well, that's what I've done my metatarsal on these type of surfaces. I would say it's that more than. No, Lenny Yoro's not been. Yes, he played a full season last year, but he's not been involved in any football over the summer, so he's had a nice rest. Hoyland, possibly, but it looked like a tweak instead of a pull. So, it happens. Injuries, it happens. This is. Are they pushing him too much? I don't know. I don't know the training methods. You'd think they know what they're doing with all this sports science and all these coaches they've got now, but. Yeah, it's an issue.
It is. It's definitely an issue. Do you think that pushes just on your club? Do you think that pushes them to sign De Ligt, maybe Ivan Toney? Do you think that will push them on to get those players in just in case? I think they need to sign De Ligt anyway, but
definitely a centre half now. That needs to be pushed on. I'm sorry. Am I getting a weird? Are you getting a weird noise from my mic?
No, not at all.
Go on. Sorry.
Would you be gutted if you start the Charity Shield with Lindelof and Maguire after all the positivity at the start of this window?
Yes.
Like start with them would be.
Yes. Yeah.
Feel like you're back to square one, wouldn't it?
Well, it's a pre-season friendly. It's still a friendly. So you would think Martinez would play some point.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose all those players will be back when the ones who had a break.
I think they're all back. I think they're all back Monday, so they'll have a full week of training. Because they have 3 weeks off, and I'm sure they're back Monday. They have like 1 full week, then the Charity Shield, then the season starts. Or I may be wrong, and I'm sure that they're not going to come back the day of the Community Shield yet. I'm sure they come back for Monday this next week coming. So. Gives them a full
week
training.
The Charity Shield is that's what starts the season effectively, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, you'd expect them to play some part in that.
Just another friendly,
yeah.
Glorified friendly. Sorry, go on.
Yeah. I was going to say like the summer tournaments clearly have an impact on the clubs, whether it's the Copa America, whether it's the Euros or a World Cup or whatever. Like. They have an impact on the clubs because they have to give the players time off, to recover, which is obviously, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I just mean it disrupts the pre-season plans heavily. And then I just wonder whether these long tours, like United's traveling last year, it's a bit better this year, but last year their traveling was absolutely insane across America. They went up and back and up.
Yes.
And I just can't think how that's good for the body.
It's not. It's not. I can tell you that it's not. Even like a coach ride doing 4 hours is a nightmare. So traveling over the other side of the world, it's not good. Yeah. It's not good at all. It drains you, and then you've got to be high intensity, high heat. You're gonna get little niggles and injuries, but they earn millions of pounds from it. So you're still gonna go on these tours. They've done it for years, mate. They've done it for like. I can remember they've done it for now. 25, 30 years. They've always done it.
Yeah.
Whether
I know they make a lot of money from
Australia, America, China. They've always done it.
I just wonder whether they could do it like every other year or something, and do like a more European-based one every other year, just to try and give the players a bit of a...
They play European teams. Where are they going to go?
I just meant...
All these other teams... Go over there as well. So they play like little mini tournaments to get millions of pounds. Yeah, it'll always happen, mate. It'll never happen. It'll always happen. It's down to the manager and the coach to manage it. And, but when the players pulling up in the first half, you're not going to pull players off after 30, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You're going to give them at least 45 minutes. We're trying to get them ready for the season, so to get them match fit. So, yeah, it's a difficult one to balance, but this is why you have these big squads now. But when they're all coming back in dribs and drabs, it's difficult, especially when they've got just half the squad and most of the young players. It's difficult.
So we talked about last year about a 17-year-old left back at United called Harry Amas. I watched a little bit of the United Betis game last night, because he was starting again. And I think some of it's a bit by forced, but he started the majority of the games recently. I thought he was excellent against Real Betis. Do you think if Shaw's not fit, he's the man now? Because no one knows what's happening with Malacia. Do you think he gets game time in the first team this year?
It depends. If Wan-Bissaka's still there, I think he'll go Dalot.
I think Wan-Bissaka will be gone, mate. To be honest,
if he's gone, then we'll probably bring in another one to replace him. So that'll give the green light to bring in a replacement right back, and that replacement right back will go straight in probably.
Yeah, and then Dalot goes over to the left. But do you think Harry Amas will get some time though this
season?
Yeah,
100%, yeah. 100%.
He'll get at least. He looks aggressive.
If all goes well, if Luke Shaw's back, then he'll get 10, 15 games. If Luke Shaw's not back, he'll probably get double that because he'll do well. He's a good player.
What'll be? I mean, for someone who's his age, obviously an English left back, very talented. Say what you will about Luke Shaw's injury record, very, very experienced, quality footballer. It's a great player to learn from, isn't it? And like be under the sort of mentorship, if you like, of Luke Shaw. I think for Harry Amas, there's not many better that you could learn from.
No, it's like I said, I've seen him before, seen him a few times. He'll be a good player in a year or two, but that might be speeded up if he's got to play more this year, because like I say, if he comes in, he'll do well.
On the transfer front, Arsenal fans not happy, mate, that cheap dough. I've forgotten his name, but
Obi
Cheap dough Martins scored 100 goals in last season. He's 16. He's 17.
Arsenal fans whinging. That's not like them. What's up with them?
No. But he scored like 10 goals against Liverpool or something in one game.
Listen, it's happened before. You don't see Man United players going to Arsenal. They want to come to a big club. Now just leave it at that. Now he's come to a big club, and we historically give these young players game time. So
I assumed he was going in the academy or the under-18s.
No.
There's talk of him going in the first team, 16, 17. He is 6'2". He's a big boy, mate. So apparently the seller for him was Van Nistelrooy went and met him and discussed his pathway into the first team, what he was going to do with him, how he was going to get him there. And that's what sold it to him, which is really interesting, isn't it? Because like United have got obviously Ten Hag, but then they've got Van Nistelrooy and they've got Hake and they've got all these managers effectively. And Van Nistelrooy is, one of the best to do it in the Premier League. Obviously sold him the dream.
Like I say, he wanted to come to a big club. But if you say that sold it, then I'll go with you. But
do you think that
it's going to sell you when a person like Van Nistelrooy comes to you and explains it in detail, and
he's got a plan for you.
Yeah, like
a 16-year-old, isn't it? If
Van Nistelrooy
knows who you are and he's got a plan for you.
I haven't seen many better than Van Nistelrooy scoring goals.
No, you're right, mate. Yeah. And look, at the end of the day, like as someone who's 16, 17, like if you're not sure where you're going to go and stuff like that, and then Van Nistelrooy comes to a meeting and he says, look, this is my plan for you. You're going to do this, you're going to train with these, then you're going to score goals, we're going to move you there, we're going to improve this part of your game, and you'll be in the first team by the end of the season or whatever his plan is. Like, as a kid, you're like, okay, he wants me, he knows how he's going to get the best out of me, and he's one of the best.
I'll still stick by the selling point was come play for a big club. Don't stay at Arsenal.
Can't help yourself, can you? But there we go. No, like, do you think, just very quickly on it, do you think we see him in the first team squad before the end of the season?
Say again.
Do you think we see him in the first team squad before the end of the season?
Yes. 6'2", 100 goals, quick, strong, 100%.
Still a child, though, isn't he?
Mate, so was Wayne Rooney, but he's bullying people at 16. So if you're big enough, you're old enough. I'll say it again. If you're good enough, you're old enough. Kid's just been ripping it up at the Euros, 16 years of age. Give these people a go, they'll surprise you.
Yeah. So, oh, this question I made. You know El Ghazi, who used to play for Villa,
Yeah.
signed for Cardiff City last night. Do you think he will be good in the Championship?
Yeah. Yeah.
Too good for the Championship.
It's like always, mate. Innit? You know, with the Championship, if you get a good start, then that pretty sure you set where your season's going to go. If you get a bad start, then you're down there all season, and it's a struggle because it's relentless. So you need a good start, at least two good results out the first three. Yeah, because if you're coming away with like 1 point or 0 point after 3 games, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, me and you should do a little Championship preview, maybe either pre-record one or do one soon in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, I don't really like talking about second-rate football, but yeah, I will do, yeah.
Come on, you liar. You love the Championship. You just like winding people up. No, it's interesting, mate, because Cardiff are building a squad and a half, mate, at the moment. So far, they've signed Callum Chambers, El Ghazi, Chris Willock. I'm forgetting someone as well. Like, they've signed 4 quality players. Kanga from Hertha Berlin as well. 4 quality players who were probably too good for the Championship, really. But they all either bought their contracts out or whatever to come here. So they all want to be... they're buying into what Errol Bullitt is cooking, mate. Is the way it is at the moment.
Yeah,
so,
like I say, you need a good start, mate. Some good teams in there, and it's relentless. So you get a good start, then you're half the battle.
Yeah. So they've been linked with that Robertson from Man City, who was on loan at Portsmouth last year. It'll be very difficult, I think, but it looks like he's coming. If he comes, I think we'll be really, really, really cooking because he is a player, mate. He is. And by all accounts, I don't think Man City particularly want to sell him, but he's at an age where he wants to play. Is he going to play in their first team? Probably not. So it looks like we're going to sign him. If we do, I'm very, very excited for the season for the Bluebirds, mate, I've got to say. Because they got a much, much stronger squad all around already. So it'll be interesting to see how that progresses, who goes, who stays, etc.
Yeah.
I did want to make mention, mate, just quickly. I just saw some breaking news. It might not be breaking. I haven't been on the internet.
Craig Shakespeare.
Craig Shakespeare died at the age of 60. So condolences to obviously him and his family, and obviously people who work with him know him and his friends and stuff. It's it's sad news, mate. That is, he was having treatment for cancer, by the sounds of it, and it's a big blow to the footballing world, mate. Yeah.
Good 60 as well. So
it's still not really old these days, is it? Yeah.
No.
It's it's a weird one, mate. It's like years ago, 60 used to be considered almost like a good innings or whatever, but like it's so young these days, isn't it? Really. But yeah, so that's sad news. Crystal Palace have signed former Watford winger Ismaila Sarr from Marseille for 12.5 million. Very clever signing that is. He's only 26, got a 5-year contract. He scored 13 goals in 64 appearances for Senegal. He's a really good player, actually. And Palace just going about their business quietly, mate. They're bringing in some good, like, young, exciting players. You know, they already got Wharton. Obviously, they sold
mid-table team, mate. They'll be a mid-table team. Good players.
Yeah.
But mid-table team. Horrible place to go. Tight. Tight. Other end of London, it's a nightmare to get to. But yeah, when the sun shines, it's a lovely place. But yeah, not a nice place to go. And they use it as well, so they get a lot of points at home. Like I say, mid-table.
Yeah, they. I mean, look, as good a signing as it is, it's still a downgrade on Alicia, isn't it? Like, they've sold Michael Alicia for whatever they sold him for, and then they've signed Sarr for 12.5 million. I think he's good, but I think Michael Elise is a real good player, and he obviously gone to Bayern for like 50 million. Good business, isn't it? Like a nice little profit they banked. I saw a question, people asking, or Pat Neville was, former Chelsea, Everton, Scotland winger, said on the BBC that the players absolutely hate these pre-season tours. Do you ever see a world where we don't have these like pre-season tours all the way around the world, and we go back to like the more localized pre-season friendlies? Do you ever see that happening, or do you think the money's just too much to turn down?
It's like £5-10 million that they can earn.
It's a lot of
someone's
money.
Someone's wages that they can pay, or maybe a couple of wages that they can pay. I'll just go on this pre-season tournament, so I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Like I say, this has been doing this for like 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, you used to go to like Tokyo and stuff, didn't you, back in the day?
Yeah,
used to go all over Australia.
That's where they won the world championship, that world
Club Cup.
Yeah, because our kid won that flipping Toyota Celica there, didn't they? To man the match and give it me. So yeah, that was somewhere in the.
Have you still got it?
No. Like 25 years ago.
Come on, be a classic now.
Yeah, great.
Did he used to give you stuff often? Like,
he'd give it me and then took it back off me. So didn't last long.
Do you see, just very quickly, mate? Do you see him getting back into football now at some point soon?
No, I'm still about. I've got a trial tomorrow. I'm part of this academy called AK Elite, and we do trials in the holidays. So we had one Wednesday, which was probably 80 kids, a load of scouts going round. We split them up into age groups. So there's 4 different age groups, and just play football. And the scouts go around, and probably about 15 to 20 of probably get scouted, maybe more, and then do that again tomorrow. And then we've got 2 others at the end of August. I obviously coach my lads team who's under 9, so I still do it. I've got a game Sunday for a charity side. Jet 2.
Don't get injured again now.
So I'm still playing and doing little bits and stuff. But yeah, they say AK Elite, so we could do more. But we probably will do.
With that AK Elite, then, do you have does that go up to what age groups that go up to?
We're probably 8. Probably start at 8 years of age. The oldest is probably 14 to 15. Just 1 minute, mate.
Yeah, sorry. So tomorrow night we got the full version of the Craig Bellamy evening. Is going up online on Ace Podcast Nation tomorrow night. Make sure you check that out, because it's an interesting chat. Even if you know Welsh, it's an interesting conversation, and it's an interesting. He delves into all sorts of things, from Gary Speed to his plans for the Welsh job, his own upbringing, and he talks about that. And it's a very interesting thing. So make sure you check that out tomorrow night.
Yeah. So some of them, like some
kids play games through the season.
Pardon?
Like to the AK Elite, do you play games with them through the season?
Yes. Yeah. The different age groups. So that's something totally different that we do. We have training on a Friday. That's different age groups, and they train together. And we organise games against like Morecambe or Fleetwood, or just local professional teams, under 11s or under 12s or under 14s. So yeah, we do that as well. But most these trials are. They're good for the kids as well, but some of them like come 2 or 3 times and then it won't get scouted, and the 4th time they will.
Yeah,
but that's very rare, that though. But it can happen.
Yeah, sometimes it's just luck, mate, being seen by the right person, right time, or having a good game, or whatever. There's a lot of luck involved with it.
Yeah, it's good. We do it on Wednesday. It's nice weather, so it begin the same tomorrow. So yeah, it'd be sweet. Start at 10 o'clock. hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. Then have dinner, then about an hour and a half in the afternoon, then finish.
So, did you see that Wilfred Zaha and Stormzy turned up at Croydon's AFC Croydon's game? Do they own them, or are they looking to go?
Well, that's where they're from, round that area, aren't they?
Yeah,
It's Croydon. I don't know if they're from Croydon, but that it's fucking miles away over there. It's just out of the way. Yeah, it's out of the way. London's so big. Croydon and Crystal Palace, it's just proper out of the way.
So, Stormzy paid for them all to go on holiday to Ibiza when they got promoted. I'm just trying to I thought I saw like a headline saying that they had bought the. Yeah.
Well, Wrexham again. They went to Vegas again, didn't they? So.
Yeah. Do you see so you know the new Deadpool film?
Yeah.
In it, without giving people spoilers, there's like a scene where there's loads of different versions of Deadpool, and there's a Welsh version, and it's Paul Mullen. Which I think is
I've seen a picture of him with it. Yeah.
This is quality, that isn't it?
Yeah. Beyond the credits, Paul Mullen.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? What about talk to me about UFC on Saturday, mate?
No, yeah, it's Oban won as well, didn't he? A bit of a
nice, very impressive. Paddy was impressive. Tom Aspinall was impressive.
Paddy was very impressive. Aspinall was impressive. Leon didn't look himself, to be honest. If I was being total honest, but fair play to Bilal. But it was a mad one. That 6 a.m. Bet some states coming out of there.
Oh, can you imagine?
Because it'd be daylight. You've been in there for 6 hours, pitch black, and you're coming out. You're like a gremlin. White light. Oh,
did you see? I did see some fighting, like in the stand at some point, but I'm not sure if it was fans or like fighters who were watching. But Jesus,
hey, you're in the middle of Manchester. And it's where it is. It's Beirut. It's minging. It's right next to City's ground.
Is it?
Well, it's not. No, it's not minging. But it's how could it be nice about
area?
Yeah, it's not.
It's
not the best parts of Manchester anyway. But where you're coming out, and it's kind of like in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. Even though it's like only about half a mile away from town, it's still like in the middle of nowhere. So 20,000 people coming out of there at 6 a.m. There would have been chaos. Some of them just like walk to town, but it's a trek. But yeah, it would have been. So a lot of people saying, "Do you want to come? Do you want to come?" I was like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah, no thanks, I'm all right. So I just looking at the results. So some of the guys and girls who've been on the podcast or who I know personally, we had a pretty good record. So we had obviously Modestus, who was Danny's fighter. He won with an arm triangle choke. Then Oban won. Obviously, I got a lot of time for Oban. Jake Hadley, who I had on the podcast a couple of times, he won. Arnold Allen, who I speak to regularly and has been on the podcast a couple of times, he won on the main card. Paddy, who we've had on a couple of times, he won. Tom Aspinall, who I'm still trying to get on. And so we had a good record.
That could you on Friday night I'd been Joe Cordino on FaceTime in that in the spot.
He knows all the boxers quite well, mate. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to speak to him because I was so busy in that, and then I was mental, mate. Like it was a very, very busy night, mate.
Just hectic, wasn't it? What more you do, more you'd be more relaxed a bit, probably.
Yeah. Ben wants to know what's your prediction for where Cardiff will finish this season? It's difficult, isn't it? Because
I'm thinking same manager, continuity. They get a right start. 8, 7, 6, round about there.
Challenging for the playoffs, effectively. They're saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's the aim, isn't it? To build on last year. They had a good start under him. But last year, I think they didn't have the squad depth to push on from a good start. So like they had a good start, and then when you pick up injuries, and because the championship's relentless, we didn't have the players to come in and keep that run going. Whereas on paper at the moment, we look like we've got at least 2 good players in each position, and we got some
first game of home game
as well. Oh, the start is minging, mate. Cardiff
What's
start.
the
We got
fixtures?
Sunderland. I'll tell you the first few now, but the first one is Sunderland at home.
Away.
Home.
Oh, that's not too bad then.
Yeah, I mean, all you can ask is a home fixture, really, isn't it? First game of the season.
But then you're going to have 2 away, though, aren't you?
So we got Sunderland at home, and then we've got Burnley away, Swansea away, and then Middlesbrough at home. So 4 hard games to start.
Well, not necessarily home game. You'd want a home game. The second game, what did you say it was? Burnley.
Burnley away.
They've just come up. New manager.
Yeah, new manager, new coaches.
Who's the manager there? Scott Parker. They'll be pretty good under Scott Parker. Who's the third one?
Swansea away. Third game of the season.
Swansea away. So them 2, yes, it's not. They're all hard though. They're all hard.
Yeah, hard games, mate.
Like
I
you
think
say,
you can get like 7 points from those 4. You'd be
the season goes off the first 5-10 games, and if you're down near the bottom, then it's not going to be easy. But we've seen teams be third from bottom and then just go on a proper run and playoffs. But that's usually when there's a manager change. But yeah, you have to get through the difficult start. Once you're through the difficult start, get a few home games and then a few wins, and then off you go.
In fairness, last year we had Leeds first game. We had quite a tough start last year. We did quite well. I think you just got to accept the Premier League, the Championship. Sorry,
you don't realise how much teams change yearly. So yeah.
Championship's just hard, mate. Like every game is hard. Like you could play top of the league one week, and it'd be close, or you win, and then you go and play bottom of the league the next week, and you end up flipping getting turned over. Like it's just the way the league is. It's brutal, mate. So
no.
I think you just got to go. Yeah, it was the first 3-4 games last year was Leeds away, QPR home, Leicester away, and then Sheffield Wednesday at home, and then Ipswich away, and then Swansea. So we had a tough start last year, but we did pretty good start. So we're much stronger this year. Ramsey's fit and firing. Got Robinson fit and firing.
For how long?
Well, we've got enough depth there now, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that needs to be managed properly.
We always look better against better teams anyway. It's the teams down the bottom we always seem to struggle.
That's the experience of him, you see. He's an experienced player now with his quality. So, yeah, hopefully he can stay fit.
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. But, right, we'll wrap it up there, mate, because, there's not loads to talk about at the moment. But I wanted to talk about, like, the injuries in the Premier League, particularly, and kind of a bit of UFC.
Really scraping the barrel when we're talking about the Bluebirds, aren't we? So, yeah, go on, mate.
Come on now. You've already dug out the Arsenal fans. You got to come back to Cardiff again in August as well.
No, I'm only joking. You seen the video at the start?
I know, mate. We'll play it again now to finish. Got to repair your reputation, haven't we?
Rodri is a bluebird. Rodri is a bluebird. La, 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 guitar. Go on, Rodri, my boy. Number 1. Yep.
It was a good old night, mate. It was a good old night. But where did you get food after? Because you were
Mackey's.
Mackey's. Didn't take her out nowhere nice.
No, it was like about 11 o'clock. And she was like me. She was like, get a quick scran and go back to the hotel. Yeah, so yeah, it was. McDonald's was tremendous. Anyway, what did they have? I think it was a quarter pounder of cheese. Yeah, tremendous.
Yeah, quarter pounder of cheese is banging, absolutely banging. I know one for McDonald's, but quarter pounder of cheese is the way to go. Absolutely top stuff. Right, nice one, mate. I will speak to you over the weekend anyway. But yeah, we'll sort out doing a championship preview in a bit.